Hi, I'm Chris Illingworth. I work for Kuoni Group Travel Experts, and we've spent a lot of time this year concentrating on the halal market, specifically trying to cater for where we've got sales offices in Asia, so particularly Malaysia, Jakarta and Singapore. We've got huge Muslim populations in those destinations, and we found out we're catering to one part of the population, the Chinese population, and we're missing a whole area of the business. So we've spent some time trying to understand the markets, working quite closely with Crescent Rating to make sure that we're servicing the market correctly and not just giving a one-size-fits-all product. The conference has been really good. I've been really impressed with sort of the friendliness of everyone, how many people I've actually got speaking to, and even where things haven't been specific to the business or our business, there's a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity about. I think, the recognition that I think we've reached a tipping point where the momentum's starting to take over and starting to push this market forward, probably a lot faster than I was expecting. And I can see that, the potential is probably bigger than we ever expected in the first place. Certainly can. At the moment we don't have a sales office for the group's business in the Middle East, so I think we've got to look at how we would cater for that market, whether we would partner with somebody who's already there or not. We sell out of Turkey. Are there possibilities for longer haul travel out of the US, where we need to be in niches in the US as well, so there's potential everywhere. It's trying to prioritise. At the moment we're launching in the Malaysian market. We've still got, to launch more in Indonesia, Singapore, promote different destinations in those markets. We've got a product in the US. I spoke yesterday when I was about how, there's a tour of the Deep South where there's some very particular Muslim interest sort of attractions there, where you're talking about the Civil Rights Museum and the history of Malcolm X. Within that you've got the Muhammad Ali Museum in Louisville, and there's also a small Islamic museum in Jackson, Mississippi. So while still seeing the New Orleans, the history, the music and what people would expect to see in the Deep South, you can bring an Islamic slant on that at the same time. You take that to New York and the East Coast. There's so much in New York, some of the history of Ellis Island and the emigration from the Middle East and from Turkey to there at the time. Malcolm X museums in New York itself, so you can really bring an Islamic history slant on a traditional tour while still seeing sort of the cruise around the Statue of Liberty, or still seeing the Empire State Building and what you would iconically go for, Central Park and that, but still having a little bit more of interest there. So that we'd like to launch those as destinations. Australia, New Zealand is the same, and